The question this year wasn't who to pick for our Rider of the Year. It's more like how could we not pick Jett Lawrence? The 20-year-old Australian had a truly dominant 2023 season from start to finish, winning everything on his schedule. He capped off an already astounding 250 career by winning the 250 West Coast Supercross Championship and never finishing off the podium. He then jumped up to the larger 450 machine for the Pro Motocross Championship, where he proceeded to win every single moto of the summer. 22 gate drops and 22 wins. Only 2 other riders have ever accomplished that feat, but it's never been done before by a rookie. Jetson then carried his momentum into the inaugural Super Motocross rounds, where he won the final 2 rounds and clinched the $1 million purse. Follow that up with an offseason with a race win at the Motocross of Nations and the overall victory at the Paris Supercross, and you'll see a striking set of credentials being built up over the past 11 months. Despite other talents across the racing world, none stand out against Lawrence's 23 season. We sat down with Jett at the American Honda Collection Hall in Torrance, California to let him recap his dream season. All right, Jett Lawrence, 2023 Cycle News Rider of the Year. Start off 250 Supercross. I think some people even forgot that you raced Supercross on a 250 this year. I looked at your results. Your worst finish was 3rd at Denver. Can you even remember the Supercross season after everything that's gone on this year?
I can remember most things. That's for sure. A few things are a little blurry still, but a few races, yes.
How'd it go? You basically won. I think there was 1 second in there, and everything else was a win. So
yeah,
to finish off your 250 career with that was pretty sweet.
No, it was an awesome kind of final Supercross season on 250. Got a fair few wins in, just luckily, and my last one was a good send off, you could say. And then had some ups and downs. Was still trying to figure out Triple Crowns.
Yeah.
So luckily I had 2 to learn, but got my first Triple Crown win, which is always good. Kind of get that curse away finally, you could say. But no, I had some good moments on 250. That bike was good to me the past few years, and it was a bummer to leave, but also very exciting to leave it to kind of start a new path.
That's actually perfect transition. So, what was the plan with the 450? Was the plan ever to race 250 outdoors, or what was when you transitioned to the 450? What was kind of the goal there?
The goal there obviously is just learning. I'm always learning to try and be better in whatever I do, and I felt like I learned most of what I need to learn in 250, and I need to learn more, but it wasn't in 250, it was in the 450 class, so I think it was the right move to move up. Obviously now looking back, it was the right move. I can definitely say I knew I was going to be good. I felt like I definitely knew I was going to get a few race wins and a few moto wins, just because I feel like on 250 times I wasn't too far off of Tomac and Chase the year before on a lesser horsepower bike. So I knew I was going to be good, but I didn't realize it was going to be that good of a season. So it was a really good, easy transition to that bike. And yeah, outdoors that thing works pretty well.
Yeah. So after round 1, you go 1-1. You beat your teammate. What was that like? After round 1, you're the only guy who can get a perfect season. So what's kind of the thought process after round 1 at Paula? You're like, I win. I go 1-1. I beat Chase. What do you think after that? Is that what you expected?
I didn't expect it. My main goal that day was to try and stay undefeated at Parla, because obviously I haven't been beat there yet. So that was the main goal, and to go 1-1 was that's sick, that's cool, first debut, and then obviously perfect season didn't even cross my mind until getting closer to the end of the season kind of thing. 'Cause it's far out, it's still going, the streak. So it's still crazy to look back at it now, thinking about it. But the mental is kind of all right, let's try and just make sure we do that again the next race. Yeah. Try and get a good start and blah blah. So it's just like that each weekend, that kind of same mentality.
Yeah, I feel like you're really good at. You always say take it race by race. You would always say I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just going out. I get my start. If I get a start, I'm gonna lead. If I'm gonna lead, I'm gonna try to win. What race did you feel was the closest? I remember I think Unadilla was close. Bud's Creek was close. High Point with Kenny was close. What do you remember as being okay, maybe today is the day?
Bud's Creek, when I seen the riders, the first moto, when I got a bad start, when I seen the riders who was in front of me and I seen Dylan and Chase right there, I kind of all right, I need to act quick. And once I acted quick, then it was kind of fairly okay. It was not a doubt, you could say. Obviously, second one, all right, I need to make sure I hit my mark and get back to what I was normally doing. But then, which one was obviously, yeah, high point was a close one with Kenny was going down, wasn't very ideal, and then obviously second mo, not a great start, wasn't ideal, but it was kind of cool to still come through. So we had some oof moments, but we were able to scratch it back to the lead.
You made it exciting. I feel like when Ricky did it, it was like people were like over it at the end of the season. Like, okay, like I don't want to watch the race, but like it was fun to watch you race this season. Like it was cool. It wasn't you dominated, but you made it exciting too, which was awesome.
I tried to make it sound as much as I can, but and make it also easier for me.
Yeah. I read this quote that says like it's not really about achieving the goal; it's the relief that you feel after. Is like
Yes.
what feels good. So like when you cross the line at Ironman, like yeah, you won, but like what about just like the relief of like okay, I don't have to do this anymore.
It's the biggest release you can almost get because it's just so much. Not just on your body side of things, but on your mental, like mentally, physically, this everything is kind of like, it's just a big like this, finally, like after the long season, and normally you have another two races to go.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, because the hard thing after Ironman was kind of get back going, so we had SMX to come up. So that was the hard thing for me, but it's just a big relief to kind of like finally the job is done. Yeah. The job is done now. Because even after Unadilla, I was like, all right, my main job's done at the end of the championship. Right. But then also I had that perfect season going. So I was like, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. Because I could have easily just gone, pack it in and cruise it in, just do whatever. But it's like, I mean, dude, there's only so many people have had the opportunity to go perfect. So I mean, it was like at this point, it would be, I think I'd get looked down on if I didn't try and go for it.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so after the Nationals, SMX, 4th overall at Charlotte. So you go from that, winning Ironman, it's like you said, the big release and everything. Did it feel like after getting that 4th, it kind of took the pressure off of like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like I lost one race, like now I can just get back to being like a racer.
Yeah, I think it definitely did. It took like it was just a bit of a humbling, you could say. It kind of humbled me back down because obviously I had a dream 450 outdoor season, you could say. So it was I think it was good and needed that just to kind of just switch back like, what was that? We got to get back to work here. So it was good. It kind of switched off for that round. You could almost say with the setting, and then going back into Chicago, it was like had that fire again to really want to win.
That was what I was going to say. Like you bounced back like just 1 week later, and then crushed and won. And then in LA, sealed the deal. Give us like, I think at LA, I asked you in the press conference, like, what were you thinking? I think you were 2nd or 3rd behind Chase, and you come over the sand wall, and he's like on the ground. Like, what are you thinking in that moment of like, okay, now is like my chance?
It was really all right. Don't mess up here. Don't mess up. So even in 2nd, because if I dropped back to 3rd, then Chase went 3-1, then Chase gets it, and so it was a big maths thing the whole time. So it was kind of like go and make sure you just win the thing, win the night. That was the biggest thing, and yeah, it kind of got lucky with him going down, with him pushing and crashing. So, and yeah, it was kind of a bit of a relief, and then it was like I still can't relax yet. Kenny was still right there, so I had to make sure I keep my head down and focus.
And that quad you guys were doing the quad on was like so unreal.
It was the adrenaline rush I got when I did in the first mode. It was unreal. I'm like, oh gosh.
There's a video that comes up on my explore page like every week of where you like do it and then it like nose picks. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the top of that was so chewed out from people going double on off. Yeah. That when I landed in like my real landed in a rut and just went bounce straight up, and I'm like, and I leant forwards too because I was ready to go off it, and I'm like, oh gosh, that could have ended so bad, but it was sketchy, but it was exciting to watch. I think it made it even better, the pass for sure.
It's like, I think the video you scrub inside, and it was like such a sick pass.
Yeah.
Last like just 2 ones, but donations. That one of the motos that you came through the pack was like so crazy. What was it like being back in Europe, racing in front of all those people, and then obviously like riding so well too?
It was nice to be back in Europe. I forgot how crazy the French fans are. So it was wild with that, and it was cool to come back through. But obviously, I wanted to demolish the the GP kind of area, class kind of thing. I wanted to like make sure like, all right, I am right now, besides racing Eli and obviously Jeffrey too.
Yeah.
I could almost say at the point in time I'm the fastest in the world, and I think I'd still believe it. Obviously, I think if I would have started up there, I would have beat him. I'd like to hope so. And I mean, I backed it up in the second moto with passing him, and the only other person I was close to him was Kenny, and I raced him. Yeah. He's over here in America, so it was cool to battle with him and the rest of the GP. I think the next MXGP rider was 35 seconds back, I think it was. So it was good to check out and kind of hush them a bit, just so they don't get too ahead of themselves with getting too confident. So yeah.
That's cool. And then Paris, the first time you and Hunter raced 450s together. How cool was that? You guys had a couple run-ins, but it was cool. You guys like played it off good, and everybody talked about it. So it's cool. How did that go? It
was fun. Those races are always fun because the pressure isn't there. It's a fun race. If you do good, great. If you do bad, all right. Yeah. Sucks. But it's not the end of the world. All right, we have stuff to learn on. We got to improve. So it's a good kind of testing race. And yeah, it was fun to race with my brother again. It's been a while since we raced against each other, and we made it fairly exciting with some passing and that stuff. And obviously, taking him out wasn't ideal, but it just ended up happening. I think it made it definitely a little exciting for everyone. Yeah, definitely, I don't think they saw that coming at all. You could say never really could have predicted that, but no, it was exciting.
Cool. How can you? I guess this is my last one. How can you top 2023 moving into 2024?
I think the only way to top it is to win all three championships: Supercross, Outdoors, and SMX. Even if you don't go perfect in Outdoors again, try my best to go win as many as I can.
Kind of set like the precedence now. It's like, but it doesn't really.
It's a hard one to back up. It's a hard one to back up. That's for sure. But no, it's going to be probably all three championships would probably beat it for sure. Sweet. But we'll have to see.